to the center, picked up by Milligan. He gives it over to Wilford and picked up by Kenny Collins. Nice step back move, puts it up, and it's going to be no good in the hands of DeMarcus Oliver. And they're going to say it's going to be off of number 25, Jamal McCoy. So it will be the Thoroughbreds basketball. Wilford will have the basket in, gives it over to Chris Scott, outside to Joe Anderson, over to Devon Hayes, puts it up, and it's good. No, correction, that's going to be Donovan Griffin. Apologize for that. That's 4 points for him. 17-12 is your score. And missed play by Kenny Collins gets in the hands of Joel Anderson, number 2. He brings the left hand or right hand side back over to Anderson, inside to Chris Scott. He puts it up, and that's going to be off the front of the rim and no good. And he continues fighting for the basketball, and he's credited with the hustle foul. That is Chris Scott. That's going to be already his 5th rebound of the game, and he'll go to the free throw line. So 6:41, it's a 17-12 game right now. And Chris Scott will go to the free throw line for 2. He puts the first one up, and that one's good. That's 3 points for Mr. Chris Scott. And assistant coach Mitch is telling Jonathan Milligan a few different ideas that he can try here. He puts the second one up off the front of the rim and in the hands of McCoy. They look to push it up quickly. He gets past half court. That's McCoy. Starts left, goes right, gets it outside to McLean, number 3. 6:33. The Firebirds have a 16-13. And Kenny Collins, that's a goaltending. They did not call it. Unbelievable. They get to left or center of the court. That's going to be Joel Anderson. He misses that. And it's in the hands now of Shaq Dance.
And DeMarcus Oliver was looking. Why did you not call goaltending on that? That should have been a penalty.
And they steal the ball away. That's going to be Donovan Griffin. It's now in the hands of Owensboro. Gives it over to Devon Hayes. He starts left, picked up by number 3 in McLean. Goes into the center, wants to shoot a long 3, and it's going to be an offensive foul.
There you go.
That's going to be on Chris Scott. That's his first. So 6:02, and Coach Oliver is trying to explain his, and also Kenny Collins to the other referee on the other side of the court and say, guys, you got to call that. I mean, that's a 2-point. That's an easy 2-point shot for us. 6:02 remaining in the first. 17-13 is your score. Milligan brings it up against, that is number 2 and Joel Anderson. Long 3 by Kenny Collins, going to be no good. And in the hands of Devon Hayes. He's finally on the board with a rebound. Bounce pass over to Corey Wilford. Inside to Chris Scott. Double teamed, and it's going to be tipped in the hands of Shaq Dance. He takes the ball away. Double team gives it over to Kenny Collins for the 3. And it's no good. In the hands now of Devon Hayes. He brings it up. Long pass over to number 4, Corey Wilford, and it's going to be good. So it looks like the Raleigh Firebirds and DeMarcus Oliver is going to call a timeout. That's a 30-second timeout. 5:31 remaining in the first. It's now a 2-point game, 17-15 in favor of the Firebirds.
So it's a 2-point game, as Trey Snodd reiterated on 5:31 here in the opening period. And Trey, what do you think we've seen so far by these teams? Raleigh looking really good. They're at home. And the question is, being at home, does that give you an advantage? Because we've seen Raleigh come so close to winning on the road.
Well, it's an advantage because you have the home crowd on your side. But and the disadvantage for the away team is they're traveling 9.5 or 8.5 hours away, or
11 hours
from Kentucky.
Yes.
Okay, so it's one of they had the disadvantage because, like we've seen over time and time again for the Raleigh Firebirds, it's just fatigue in the first game. Trying to get your feet wet by halftime, they'll get figured out. But again, the advantage is the crowd here. And it's showing they're playing good basketball. They're not turning the ball over. Normally what happens when they rush themselves, they start turning the ball over. But they're playing great defense. They're shooting the ball effectively. So it makes it a 17-15 game. But Owensboro is finally back in this ball game. And so it's going to be a different feel here or late in the first quarter. Because, again, the Firebirds came out kind of firing, should you say.
Right.
So they're going to look to get that momentum back right now. So 5:28 remaining, 2-point game by the Firebirds. Gets it outside to McLean. Puts it up, and it's going to be good. And they're going to call.
Offensive. Is it?
No.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So it should be.
Basket and 1?
They are going to count it.
Basket and 1.
So McLean, his first basket of the day. He'll go for a three-point opportunity right here. And we're waiting to see. The referees are coming together, kind of figure out what's going on. So 5:23, 19-15 is your score. A good move and good play by Matthew McLean to kind of get inside and just lower his shoulder, and then the effectiveness to be able to put it up as well is pretty impressive. So 5:23, 19-15 is your score. McLean's at the free throw line for one, looking to make it a three-point play. He puts the first one up, takes his time, and it's going to be good. 3 points for him. Makes it a 5-point game, 20-15 in favor of the Raleigh Firebirds. Joe Anderson brings it up the center of the court. He gives it over to number 5, Donovan Griffin, inside to Chris Scott. And a driving move, and it's going to be out of bounds. Who they're going to call it on? It will be... We're waiting to see. I can't really see who they're going to call it on. It looks like it's going to be the Thoroughbreds basketball, although the entire Raleigh Firebirds team wanted to walk down to their side of the court. Kenny Collins going to pick up. That's going to be over to Joe Anderson, and it's tipped out of bounds against Kenny Collins. And the inbounder will be Corey Wilford, as Collins is every bit in his face there. He gets over to Devon Hayes, puts it up. Nice step move, gets inside. It's going to be good. Devon Hayes averaging 21 points a game. He has the first basket on the floor for him. 4:57, and shots up, and it's going to be fouled for McLean. They're going to call that on number 10, and Chris Anderson, that's his first. So 4 team fouls for Owensboro, 3 team fouls for Raleigh. 20-17 now, 4:55.
These fouls by Owensboro, Trey, is helping the Raleigh Firebirds pull away very easily here.
Absolutely. So the sharpshooter in Kenny Collins comes out of the ball game, and in comes the good defensive guy and rebounder in Aaron Baker, number 4 for the Firebirds. McLean puts it up, and that one's good. He makes them both. He's 3 for 3 from the line right now. Joe Anderson brings it left-hand side. Good defense right now by Milligan. He gives it over to Corey Wilford on the outside. Over to number 10, and Chris Anderson backs up, puts it up, and it's good. Good power move by Chris Anderson, his first basket tonight. Milligan goes inside to the free throw line, outside to McLean. He gives it outside to McCoy. He wants the three. He sides against it. Nope, he takes it. He puts it up, and no good. Anderson with the rebound as Marcus Oliver, head coach for the Raleigh Firebirds. He got to move the basketball. Jose Concepcion will come into the basketball game here, and it's going to be no good for the attempt three by Devon Hayes in the hands of McCoy. Step move, puts it up, and no good. And it's going to be off the rim, and they're going to call a foul in air. We're going to wait to see who that's going to be on. That's Jamal McCoy will be his second rebound on the last possession, and they're going to call Joe Anderson with a foul. That's going to be his first. 22-19 is your score. 5 team fouls for Owensboro, the Thoroughbreds, and 3 for the Raleigh Firebirds. So Matthew McLean will be at the free throw line, continue his impressive streak. He puts it up, and it's good. This team, I've already seen a difference out of this free throw team for the Raleigh Firebirds. They're 100% so far, so that's good.
Good performance for the Firebirds because they've struggled at the free throw line for a while. They're doing really good
Absolutely.
tonight.
They're averaging on the season 73% from the free throw line, but you see that's usually what happens kind of in the first half, and so they kind of decline in the second half. So it's good to see what they're doing right here. An impressive start. They're 4 for 4, should you say, and McLean's at the free throw line again, and he makes that one.
I'm proud of them.
Absolutely. 24-19 is your score. 4-9 in the first quarter. Anderson brings it up the right-hand side, brings it to left. They're going to play right to left, outside to Burright. Gives it over to Anderson. He's going to find a driving Devon Hayes, puts it up, and it's good. Do not get Devon Hayes going. That's a dangerous situation for the Raleigh Firebirds. 24-21 is your score. 3:47 left. Jose Concepcion gets the basketball, stops his feet, gets it outside to McCoy. He gives it over to McLean. Behind the back move, puts his feet up, and it's no good. But he's credited with going to the free throw line once again. That would be number 4 in Corey Wilford.
About to wrap it up here. Under 3 minutes remaining or 3.5 in the first period. And Owensboro is going to bring another Firebird back to the free throw line in Matthew McLean from Ottawa University, 6'6", 199 forward, and he'll now shoot 2.
Absolutely. Again, once he's 5 for 5 from the line, he goes up the second one, and that one's good.
New players coming in. Number 20, Caleb Stewart. He's in the game from Binghamton University. And number 13 coming soon, Jamel McAllister, all the way from Winston-Salem State University. Our next subs in the game. You're tuned in to the Raleigh Firebirds and Owensboro Thoroughbreds on the CRN Sports Network and live on Sportscaster.
There you go. 3:34 remaining in the first quarter. McLean does it again. He's 7 for 7 from the line. Burwright brings it up by himself, and he's going to be fouled. That's going to be on Aaron Baker. That's his first.
McAllister comes in now. Number 3, McLean coming out. And the Firebirds will now get ready to inbound it. 26-21. 4-point lead. 5-point lead here.
Wolfer will be the inbounder. He gives it over to Anderson. Lowers his head, goes up. That's Devon Hayes. He misses that, but Anderson is right there to pick it up. Credit for the rebound and the 2. 26-23 game. A 3-point contest right now in favor of the Firebirds. McAllister bounce pass over to McLean. That's Aaron Baker, Outside for the 3. It's going to be no good. Number 4, Wilford, is credited with the rebound. He brings it up by himself to the left-hand side, goes up against McAllister. He goes up to the free throw line, steps back outside over to Burwright on the left-hand side now. He puts it up. Nope, he gets it outside to Anderson. And it's going to be thrown away. McAllister takes the ball away. 2:50 remaining. 3-point contest by the Firebirds. Over to Concepcion, inside to McCoy. Puts it up, lowers his shoulder, and it's an offensive foul against Jamal McCoy.
Another foul on the Firebirds. This is now going to be the 4th or 15th foul in the first period on Raleigh. 6 for Owensboro and a 3-point lead now. 26-23. Thank you for all of the comments coming in on the Sportscaster broadcast feed. And for those that are listening on the CRN Sports Network, simulcasting in Raleigh after a winter storm. We had a snowmageddon last night, didn't we,
No,
Trace?
it was fantastic. My son loved it. He absolutely loved it. 2:30 remaining in the first quarter, and missed 3 by Devon Hayes. He does not like it. He wanted a foul. Concepcion brings it up the right-hand side, decides to shoot it by himself, and it's up, and it's good. Jorge Concepcion, his first basket of the afternoon.
Jorge Concepcion the third, might I add.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, sir.
There you go. 28-23 is your score. 2:10 remaining in the first quarter. The Raleigh Firebirds are playing impressive right now. Devon Hayes goes up. It's Caleb Stewart. We know he can shoot the 3. He puts it up. Anderson, that's a 3. 7 points for Chris Anderson. Jose Concepcion the third brings up the right-hand side. He goes left, and he stops his feet outside of Caleb Stewart. Right on cue, he puts it up for a 3, and he misses it. That's for getting, he'll be fine. It was tipped away. He said, I didn't miss that on purpose. He tipped it away from me. I didn't shoot the air ball, Coach. 149. His first game down in Indiana. He shot a 3, missed it. It was an air ball. That on the way down or back to the hotel said, Caleb, I didn't call your air ball on the air just for in the next game. He went 3 for 3 from the 3-point line.
For sure.
Chris Anderson brings it up. He puts it up and muscles it in for his 9th point this afternoon. 1:27 remaining here in the first quarter. We have a tied ball game. Aaron Baker brings it up, backs up, no good. And Devon Hayes brings it up. Correction, that's number 7, Demetrius McReynolds. He's credited for the rebound. He gives it outside over to number 4 in Wilford. Inside now, goes up against 2 defenders, and he muscles it in. McReynolds is credited for the 2. They take a 2-point game. 58 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Concepcion, back pass outside to McAllister. Spin move, he puts it up, and it's good. Oh, my goodness, that was Purdy. What we say from the south, that was Purdy.
That was sweet, baby, sweet.
30-30 now, 43-second. Burwright, good hands by McAllister. He tips the ball away, and it's going to be the Thoroughbreds basketball. But good hands to get inside. That was almost a 100% definite that was going to be a 2-point layup by Burwright, and McAllister just gets his hand in it at the right time. Anderson brings it up, and he tries to tip it up. In the inbound pass, and he's credited for the foul. That's going to be on number 3 in McLean. That's his first. 2 free throws will come in for Chris Anderson of the Owensboro Thoroughbreds, led by Mark Anderson, a 30-year experienced coach, his third in the TBL. He puts the first one up, and that one's good.